Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Finished Article, all things football. So it's myself, Shazad, and my co-host Shazad, and today we're going to be running down the preview of the Man United versus Brighton game, which is about to kick off in about 20 minutes. So we're going to have to be pretty quick. So I'm just going to jump into it straight away. Um, so United are going with the 4-2-3-1 formation, like they have been recently. So straight off the bat, David De Gea isn't number one. Henderson is in the nets. And then we've got Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, Maguire and Shaw. No surprises there. Then we've got Fred and Pogba. So the McFred partnership that Shaz has been going on about has been split up for this game. I know you're happy about that. And then we've got Mason Greenwood, Mr. Dependable, Bruno Fernandes, Marcus Rashford, and Cavani starting. And then the bench, I'll run down quickly. We've got De Gea on the bench, as I mentioned, Amad Diallo, Daniel James, Matic, Williams, Van der Beek, Tuanzebe, and McTominay. That's the United team. I'll hand it over to Shaz now to go through the Brighton team, and then we'll just go through our predictions and thoughts. Over to you.
Yes, peeps. What's happening? It's the weekend, and guess what? It's back return to the Premier League, which means we're talking all things Man United today. And guess what, boys? We're covering Man United Brighton. So as Shaz has gone through United's lineup, I'll go through Brighton's quickly. So in goal, they've got Sanchez, they've got Ben White, Dunk, Voltman, Bissouma, Lallana, Moda, Gross, Trossard, Welbeck making a return to United, and Mope. On the bench, they've got Luke Steele, Carbonic, McAllister, Jahan Bashk, Alzate, Esquader, Proper, Credo, and Zikri. So that's the lineup for Brighton. And I got to be honest with you, as Shaz has highlighted, the breaking news is that Martial is injured, not only just for this match, but he's most likely out for the season due to a knee injury that he suffered while playing for France. But what are your thoughts, Shaz? Go for
it. My thoughts straight off the bat, De Gea's on the bench, which is quite a shock. I was expecting after the international break that De Gea would be back in the nets for United, but I think Henderson's done enough to warrant him being ahead of De Gea. Like I said in one of the other football videos, I think it was this weekend or last week, that De Gea going away on paternity leave has been a blessing in disguise, not just for De Gea, but not just for Henderson, but for the goalkeepers in the Spanish squad as well. It's great to see Henderson in the nets. He's the first academy-bred goalkeeper that looks like he's going to be our number one since about 1987, I believe, which is quite a long time to have someone come through the youth system and be our number one. We've always had other goalkeepers like Van der Sar, Fabian Barthez, Peter Schmeichel. You know, we've had some great goalkeepers, but they've not been through the academy, which I believe, Henderson has come through the academy. The other thing I'm looking forward to is Pogba back on the pitch. I know he was in the squad before the international break, but it's great to see him still there. And lastly, Danny Welbeck. What can I say? He's been around a few different teams since he left United. I think he went from United to Arsenal to Watford?
Yeah.
Watford, and now he's at Brighton. Yep. When he was at United, he was scoring goals, but he just wasn't consistent enough to be in the squad. And I remember watching him a few times, and he was missing He was missing chances because he was hitting the ball too wide. He wasn't doing it properly, and that's why he's not that's why he's not at United anymore. That's why he's not our number 9 or number 10 or whatever. What are your thoughts, Shaz? What are your predictions on this game?
For me, it's good to see the return of the Premier League, as I'm sure most of us were a bit bored during the international break. Whilst it was good to see England win, it can be a bit a bit boring without enough football to watch.
Hmm.
For me, I think it's a good time to play Brighton, considering the fact that we came off a loss to Leicester just before the international break, and I want to see how the guys react and bounce back to this defeat. For me, I'm glad that Henderson's in goal. Finally,
Hmm.
it's Ollie showing a bit of balls and saying, "Listen, bro, you know what? I'm going to stick with my tried and trusted Henderson." That's not to say De Gea's a bad keeper, but it's good to have for them to have competition. I'm going to be interesting to see how Pogba plays, because I'm glad he's dropped the McFred combination, because I like both of them, but it's the same with Maguire and Lindelof. They're good players individually, but I don't think they work well together. So for me, just glad to have them separated,
Hmm.
and I'm hoping at some point that we see Van der Beek make some appearances, because
No, no, no. I'm not too bothered about Van der Beek, bro. The player I want to see is Amad Diallo. I want to see him get some game time. Um, I was hoping he'd start this game. To be honest, I was hoping he was going to be in the starting 11, but he's made the bench, which is good.
yeah,
At least he could come on later on in the game. I think half time he should come on maybe after 60 minutes. Give him half an hour. Um, give him some time to show us what he's capable of doing. Because I know we need a player like him in the team. I think when he was it AC Milan where he scored that backwards header in his debut,
yeah, correct.
and it goes to show he links well with Fernandes. And that's what we need. We need Fernandes to have someone that can link well with him. Other players don't have that same mentality as Fernandes, where he's always looking for that ball forward. He's always looking for the killer pass. And Amad Diallo's, from what I can see, from what I've seen him play before, he's always looking for someone to give him that killer pass. He's always looking to make them runs that can't be seen.
Yeah.
And having them two link up with that type of mentality together, it's just going to be great for United. So why not let him do it? Why not have him on the pitch together?
No, I don't disagree with you. I think there will come a time
Yeah,
where he will have to be given that opportunity. I mean, for
yes.
me, I think we're now in the crucial end of the season. So, whilst we are playing Brighton today, I think just a word of caution after watching what Chelsea did yesterday, uh, and Leicester obviously dropping points, which helps United. But the key thing here is United shouldn't take their foot off the pedal. They need to actually take this Brighton game team seriously. Because Brighton are no pushovers. Yes, we should beat them, but as we've seen before, and the way this is a funny season, we need to actually dead bury this game early, and then we can just rest and rotate. I mean, the other thing I'm glad to see is Cavani back in the side, because I think he is a quality player. I know he's been injured. I hope he does stay for another season. Yes, I know he's got
Yeah,
injury prone, but I think that experience that he brings to the side, and I think the fact that you've got Rashford back and
yeah,
Greenwood, you've got pace up front. So
of
all in
course.
all, I'm going to go with a 2-1 win, and I say 2-1
2-1 to United, yeah.
rightly because Man United, because
Now, just touching on that, the last time Brighton actually beat United was a 1-0 win at home for Brighton, and it actually secured their safety in the Premier League in the 2017-18 season.
yeah,
So it's been a while since they've had a victory over United, and let's hope we can continue that by getting a win today. I'm going. I know you said 2-1. Now I'm going with Henderson to keep a clean sheet,
okay,
and I'm going with a 3-0 win for United. A good bounce back from the loss to Leicester before the international break. The only reason I say that is because quite a lot of these players, including Henderson, they've had a good run over the past week or so with the international teams. I mean, Henderson played every game for. No, Henderson didn't play for England, did he?
Henderson didn't play.
I'm talking about Maguire. Sorry, Maguire played for England. He scored. Luke Shaw did play part of a game and got an assist. Van der Beek
Yeah,
scored, so if he comes off the bench, he's going to have some confidence. Pogba's
Daniel James
played
as
for
well.
France. It's and the other players that they didn't play. I mean, they've been rested for about 10 days, so they're raring
Yeah.
to go. I don't think Rashford played for England, did he?
No, he's been
No,
injured.
there you go. Rashford didn't play for England over 10 days. Now, I'm guessing he was in the squad, but obviously he's had some injuries. recently, and I think giving him that 10-day rest has is going to help United because they need some of their players now more than ever. And one of them is Fernandes, but I think he played for Portugal, didn't he?
Yeah, he played for Portugal. I mean, I think the Rashford scenario is a perfectly good one that you brought up.
Mm.
The fact is, they've got to, as you mentioned, I think we should see more of Van de Beek. We should see more of Diallo. Why? Because you've
Mm-hmm.
got to rotate these players because we've got the Europa League fixture against Granada next week as well, if I'm not mistaken,
Yes, we
which
have.
we'll
Yeah,
also
it's
be
next week.
covering.
Yeah.
We'll also be covering on this channel, so stay tuned for that. But we need to rotate these players to keep them fresh because we've got a tough run in against the likes of Liverpool and Spurs as well. I believe we'll play Spurs next, so it's going to
Yeah.
be interesting if we can bury this game early and just make moves from here. But that's just my thoughts on that.
Yeah, no, exactly. You're bang on. I think we do have Spurs after Brighton,
Yeah,
and we need to keep up. We need to start getting maximum points from games. I know Leicester dropped points against Man City yesterday, but like we spoke about in the preview of match day 30, we can't really rely on other teams
yeah,
too much to keep us second. We need to rely on ourselves. We need to do it ourselves. But yes, we can rely on some of the results, like Leicester getting beat by Man City. That was expected. I was expecting City to beat Leicester. And like I said, that's helped United because it's taken a bit of pressure off. I think Leicester are now 3 points behind United.
4 points.
4 points behind United. Yep, there we go. So even with United losing, if United lose a game, they're still at 1 point ahead of Leicester. Actually, no, hold on. Leicester show they're on 56 points and United on 57.
Yeah, so if we win today, we'll be on four
Oh, right, yeah. So if we win today's game, we'll be on 4 points. Yeah, you're right. But even if we lose a game, we're still 1 point ahead of Leicester, which is pretty good. Because then we can. I mean, we've got games. We've got some big games coming up. We've got Arsenal, I think, later this season. We've got to play Liverpool, and then it's not a big game, but we've got Spurs next. So yeah, that's my take on it. 3-0 United to go 4 points above Leicester.
Yeah. So, guys, thank you very much for tuning in to our predictions and the lineups. We will hopefully catch you later on this evening to cover a post-match reaction. But until then, stay safe, have a good evening, and we'll catch up with you soon.
Yep. So thank you very much for tuning in. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel as always, and leave some comments. Let us know what your thoughts and predictions are for this game. And also hit the bell notification so you get a notification every time we post a video. I'm going to go now. I'm going to go enjoy the United game. And hopefully I'm back with a smile on my face in the post-match analysis. If I'm not, you'll know from straight away that I'm going to be upset if United lose. But anyway, thanks for tuning in and take care. Bye.
Take care, guys.